We'll start the session. Yes, we are streaming live. Got it. So good afternoon, everyone. People who have joined us on Zoom, thank you so much for taking out time over the weekend. People who are viewing us live, would love to interact with you. So next time, please do join us directly on Zoom. The details would be mentioned on our LinkedIn post as well as our other social media handles. Just to give you a quick intro, my name is Ronit and I'm part of the marketing team at Juno School of Business. This masterclass that we host every Saturday uh, is done to give you one simple learning from one particular topic every week. We understand that there are so many things to learn. Things are getting more and more cluttered. Just to declutter things, you should learn it from people who have been there, done that. And that's why we host this Juno Masterclass with an industry expert. Today we have Ms. Kasturi with us, who is the VP of Sales at Aviso AI, and she has worked with some of the market companies like ChargeBee, Whatfix, Akamai. And if you have read about the Indian SaaS boom, right, the companies that she has worked with, they are definitely on the top charts, top 10 companies, right? And she would be talking about AI in sales. Uh, Her introduction, which I gave in the last minute, just a quick one-liner, doesn't do justice. So I'll definitely let her do an in-depth introduction so that you understand the speaker, because post her MBA from LIBA, Loyola Institute, she has worked with so many organizations across multiple roles. So it would be better that she does it. As a host, it's my duty to just give you a quick one-line introduction. But yes, very excited that we'll be doing this masterclass on AI in sales, because AI is the buzzword right now. A lot of organizations are implementing that in business. We are using ChatGPT. I do use ChatGPT when I uh, get stuck somewhere, right? So it's part of our life. But in sales, we would like to know better how it can help us sell more, because we do a lot of stuff which maybe are not required on a day-to-day basis and we can automate them. So today's session will be mostly to understand how AI will be helping us in selling more, giving us more time, giving us more intelligent information about our prospects, so that the end goal which we all have is that we should be able to sell more, bring in more revenue for the organization that we work with, right? On that note, would like to quickly welcome Kasturi. Thank you so much, Kasturi, once again. I hope I'm audible. I hope you can unmute yourself. Everything is fine
Yeah,
technically.
yeah. Yeah, I can hear you. Thanks,
Yeah.
Ronit. Thanks. That was a very, very elaborate introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. I think every one of us who've joined in on a weekend, I think it's your just shows the passion and the incredible want to learn more as well. So thank you, everyone, to for being a part of this. A quick introduction about myself before I get started. I've been into B2B sales for about 12 years now. I've worked only with SaaS companies. So when SaaS wasn't a buzzword, also is when I started my career with SaaS companies, with Akamai and others across the globe, which are one of the few first pioneers in the whole SaaS model of doing business, right? And I think that ecosystem and how we do sales today, especially the B2B side of things, has tremendously changed over the last decade. I myself, when I look back as to how I started, what was my activity like when I was an AE and I started off selling, to what I see today at our disposal in terms of the tech stack, in terms of the tools that we have, in terms of the intelligence that we have about our customers and prospects, is so much more convenience that has come to the sellers. It's so much transforming for the buyers as well. And I think the whole ecosystem has developed in a very, very interesting and innovative way to be honest. So, a little bit more about myself. I've been in with companies with like Whatfix, ChargeBee, and Akamai, and currently I head the enterprise sales here at Aviso. Aviso is an AI first company as well. It is one of the forerunners in the revenue intelligence space. So we work with sellers and buyers day in and day out, primarily work with sellers. So even today, when I talk to so many of the sellers or even the revenue org leaders, the CROs, the VP of sales of large organizations, one common problem that they cite is, how do I know if the person that I'm reaching out to even is in the buying cycle of my product? And we all know, right, that nobody wants to be sold to, nobody likes to be sold to. So we as sellers need to be mindful that, hey, we don't want to be too pushy. We don't want to be on the face of our prospects. So how do we make our interactions? How do we make our outreaches impactful, interesting, and also not on the face for the buyers, right? So I think that is a problem that all of us face in our daily lives as sellers, and that's something that I want to touch upon with the advent of AI, how it's become so much more easier and how it is so much more convenient to be not on the face and be more meaningful when you're selling. But before I go into that, I would just throw out a question to each one of you, and anyone can answer. If you can give me your top challenge, like this is one challenge that I face as a seller, maybe I can then work, and throughout my conversation today I can touch upon those pieces and help you how you can maybe use AI to tackle those challenges. So if anyone, right, you can put it in the chat, you can just unmute yourself and let me know that I'm facing a problem with prospecting, I'm facing a problem with finding numbers. Yes, Rajiv, I see your hand up. Maybe you can start.
Hello.
Hi.
Uh, Hi. The first and most challenges in the sales is that how we can continue the attention, get the long attention span of the customers, because we don't want this a one time sales will not happen.
Hmm.
It's a repeat sales will be happen. So
Okay.
this is a main challenge nowadays.
So, okay. So you're saying that, let me rephrase it if I'm getting your question right. You want your prospects, or not prospects, you want your customers to buy from you again and again and not lose attention. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So repeated sales is something that you're facing a problem with. Uh, okay. I see Surabhi Realtors and Property. I don't know, sir, who are you, but I don't know your
Yeah,
name.
my hi, good
Hi.
afternoon. This is
Yeah.
Nityanand Gowda.
Yeah.
Madam, I just want to understand and do more about the sales part. See, now customers have got a lot of options in the market.
Yeah.
Now, how to first we also come into in contact with them, but we are not able to engage them. And how to engage them, and they should be with us for till closure, or we should able to close it.
Yep, yep, yep. I think that's a common problem all of us face. Too many options, too many sources, too much information overload for everyone. And I think most of the buying cycle gets started even before they start talking to us, right? So they have a
Agree.
perception. They start thinking about, okay, I should go with this person, that person, or this product, that product. And we don't know how to even control that. I think a very good point made there. Thank you. I will definitely try and touch upon some things that I have seen from my experience. We'll just
Okay.
take a couple more questions. I see Shai and MS Sridhar. So one of you can please go.
Hi, Kasturi. Very good morning. And
Morning.
um, I come from a product-based background, as in, I sell luxury elevators.
Okay.
Been selling for a while now,
Okay.
and we need to qualify in terms of requirement qualification, price qualification. Basically, when they give the showing some interest over the ads we run into,
Right.
and we qualify in terms of warm calling. You got cold calling and warm calling coming into it. It's a
Yes.
detailed pitch, probably like a 15 minutes pitch.
Right.
Do we have any other better system? Because to call X number of industries, slightly a challenging part in the initial phase of the day.
Mhm.
So is there any better system or better process in terms of, automations or software in terms of AI? We can able to, qualify them, and then it eases our site visits, and then we clarify in front of them.
Got it. So your qualification criteria would be based on what?
My qualification criteria based on requirement qualification, and there are a few details. For example, let's say you want to go for a ground plus two elevator.
Okay.
There are options until three, like G plus one, two, and three. And I asked them in terms of construction or existing house. All
Right.
these basic qualification, then coming to the price qualification.
Yes.
Yeah. Now this, then they say, no, no, I would like to go for this particular technology. Then I say, no, no, it is very expensive. You have to come to mine. And all these kind of slightly competition pitch. It's a
Right.
detailed pitch, by the way,
Yeah.
which I have
Yeah.
created for
Got it.
myself.
Understood. See, in terms of automating this whole process, right? I think there is no tool that I am aware of which can predetermine whether this particular prospect is a fit for you. But you can definitely have form fills, you can definitely have questionnaires sent out to them on their phones or on their emails, which will have these qualification questions. And that process can be automated. So the moment they fill in the form and click on submit, an automated email and an automated, maybe a WhatsApp message goes to them, which has a questionnaire that they need to fill in. And that could be a very easy in the UI and the interactive manner that they get it. They just need to click on all these points that you mentioned. Do you want a G plus one? Do you have this much budget? Do you want this technology, which would cost in a range of upwards of this much? And if you see everyone marking yes, 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 only then you can then give them a call and do a human qualification. That particular process of sending them a qualification questionnaire before you even call them can be automated and real time. So as soon as they click, they will get it. Once they fill in, then you can reach out to them. So I think that's an easier way to do. I don't think there is any tool in based on AI which will do a pre-qualification, because we don't have data about what this person really is looking for or has or whatever, right? So
Okay.
I
Okay.
hope
Thank
that
you.
answers your question. Yes, MS Sridhar, you were yeah.
Hi. We are product, I mean, industrial product manufacturer. All our operation is only through online interaction with the customers. We don't go personally meet customers.
Got it.
Uh, Even after sales, also we provide support only through the online. I mean, over phone or over webinar, or I mean, meeting, online meeting, all through that. So now the point thing is, it's not only sales, from the marketing to the sales. All this have been, through CRM and all other tools we are managing it. Now, under the CRM, there are many tasks to be done. When the lead has landed on to the CRM, it has to be qualified, and the lead score has to be given, prioritized, and then so few things has to be qualified as a hot lead, warm lead, cold lead. Then this cold lead has to be nurtured, can be kept for the future contact, and the warm lead can be nurtured, and the hot lead can be immediately contacted. All these many tasks are there, and these are if these can be automated using artificial intelligence, it would be great. It is not for the replacement of the human there, even
Yes.
to standardize,
Yes.
because now we are looking for the highly qualified person who knows to do all these things. Instead, now I can go for less qualified person also, if I can standardize it, who do not need I mean, I do not need to go for a most experienced person in this area. I can deploy the less low experienced person.
Got it. So you
So
just want to optimize how you allocate resources to your leads. I'm sure you already have an internal lead scoring process, which is already automated if you have a CRM system. Now, if you want to further automate all of that, it is possible to do using a revenue intelligence platform or a revenue forecasting and intelligence tool. There are many in the market. They will take all your historical data of all your CRMs that has happened so far, right? All the historical data will be analyzed, and they will pick up your lead scoring models and ensure that your leads are automatically getting scored and allocated to the right set of resources automatically. So you don't have to do anything manually. Once it gets allocated to your right reps, then they need to take action. Even what action they need to take and the tasks they need to do will be provided by the tool. The tool will also provide you with intent data, that okay, this is a lead, this is what the intent is, this is how much they can do, and what should be the ideal next steps for the rep to take action on. All of that is possible. Aviso is one of the tools that we use for things like this. There is Clary, there is Gong, there is Salesloft. There are a plethora of tools. Even Salesforce has its own Einstein module, which does something like this. It is AI based to an extent. It helps in guided selling. So all of this scoring, allocation, and also telling the reps what to do next will be possible on the tool.
Kasturi, we have another question from Rushi. Should we take it now or should we?
We can. I think there are a few more questions that came in the chat as well. So
Yes,
I've just
yes.
jotted that down. But yeah, I mean, go ahead, Ronit, if you want
Yeah,
to.
Rushi, if you can unmute yourself, I'll just allow.
Yeah, hello. This is Rushi Chavda.
Okay.
Okay. See, I am a training manager of a company, and my work is to interact with a director of private limited company to offer them a training program. Now,
Okay.
there are many in Google's, if we search, there are a lot of private limited company, and I need to get the mobile number or the contact number
Yes.
of not only of my city or other cities also. So I would just want to ask, can AI make my work a little faster, or through that, like through AI that software, I can use it to get all the data of the Gujarat private limited company and their mobile number, contact number, and I can float a simple training message
Right.
as a training. I give training. So we invite them to come for a Zoom training.
Yes.
So how this can help?
You can do it. It's very easy. So there are tools like Zoom Info, which is the most widely used tool. You can just put in your keywords like private equity companies or private limited companies. You can put the location, specific city, state, country, whatever.
Okay.
You can also put other criterias like employee size, this to this, revenue, this to this, in this segment, in this business, whatever. You can use all of those keywords and do a search. It will throw up an entire list of everything that is there in the database in Zoom Info. Now, I will not say that they have 100% of the companies listed in their database, but they do have a good 75 to 80% of the data. Then you can also ask for contact details of specific ICPs as in specific designations within these companies. And the tool will throw that up as well. You will get email IDs and phone numbers. Are all the phone numbers up to date? Maybe not. Again, there you will get an 80 to 85% accuracy, but I think it still is worth rather than doing a manual Google search every time, right? So it's just a 2 seconds job. There are other softwares as well, like Apollo.io, Rocket Lane, and few other smaller softwares, which I personally don't prefer, especially for the Indian market. So these are the three that works well for APAC and India. You can try that, and you can also automate your emails. So the first email, you can just take that Excel sheet of all the data with the email IDs and put it in the Zoom Info has their own sales engagement tool. So you can just put it there and have a standard template of what you want to send as your first email, and it'll all go at once. So I think it's doable. It'll just take you maybe an hour's time of work to even do this whole process.
Okay, that's right. The second software you mentioned is Apollo.io, and the third one is
Rocket Reach.
Rocket Reach. Very well. Thanks, madam. Thank you.
Thank you. Cool. I think we have a few more questions around prospecting, follow-ups, how to find the right leads, and I think Prashant has asked a question around edtech. Cool. So I'll try and touch upon all of this, right? So let's start with our main topic, which is AI in sales. Now, looking at the sales cycle, the first topic in or the first stage of a sales cycle is prospecting. How and where do I find my prospects? Like I said, if you have a segment that you work with, if you have a industry that you work with, if you have a certain location, geographical location that you work with, you can first create your TAM, which is your target market, using a tool like a Zoom Info, like I just explained, to get the database ready. Once your database is ready, there are a plethora of intent tools available in the market, which you can run your database against. The likes of 6sense and Slintel and others. So they can basically tell you that out of your maybe 10,000 prospects, the first 1,000 are high intent, or they really are in the market for us for buying something that you are selling. You can define your intent data using specific keywords, using what you sell, your value propositions, etc. The next step, once you know the intent, then your lead scoring becomes easier. You want to target people who are hot, who are in the market, who are already in the sales cycle, rather than going to someone who probably is not even looking to buy something that you're selling. So once you have your intent data ready, the next thing will be to reach out. Now, do you want to manually reach out to everyone, like 1,000 people or 10,000 people? Very tough, right? So, I mean, we used to do it at one point in time. Today, you have so much technology, you don't want to do it. So, what do we use there? We use a sales engagement platform, which will automate your reach outs. Vivek, no, there's no screen shared. I don't have a PPT. I wanted this to be more conversations so that I can address questions. I didn't want it to be like a classroom, so I don't have PPT. I'm sorry. If you have any specific questions, and this is for everyone, you can drop your questions on the chat, or you can drop your questions to Ronit, and even post the session. I can send out some material on the tools that I am speaking about and share those with you, right? So the next we go to is a sales engagement platform. What does a sales engagement platform do? It is an AI guided tool or an AI selling tool that helps you automate all your reach outs. So say you have a first email which says, hey, hi, hello, Mr. XYZ. I am this from XY company. This is what we do. This is how we have helped similar companies like you. This is our value prop, and we would like to talk to you. Instead of sending this same message as a manual email to 10,000 people, which will take you maybe days and weeks, you can put this framework or this template in a sales engagement tool and upload your contact list. Like I mentioned, email plus phone number. And the tool will automatically start sending all your emails to these prospects. The tool will not send all at once. It will at top send about 500 to 1,000 emails a day, which also makes it easier for you to keep track on who has opened. So the tool will also tell you who has opened your email, how many times they have viewed your email. Has the email been delivered? Has it bounced? Is the email ID not correct? All of that, and if someone has replied. There are ample number of sales engagement tools available in the market. I will just name a few. The market leader in this space is outreach.io. The next would be Sales Loft, and there are other like Outplay. So I think I would stick to these three. I don't want to go into others that I personally have not used. I know these are legit tools. They are good with what they do. They have their compliances in place, and they also take care of all the GDPR and PCI compliance. So you are not in trouble for sending emails or spamming into any organization. So you also have options where you can provide your prospects with unsubscribe option if they don't want to receive your emails, right? So all of these tools are sorted. Next, once we are in the sales engagement tool, we've sent out our first emails. What do we want to do? Now we want to prioritize another follow-up with people who have opened our emails, or people who have read our emails, people who have replied our emails, right? So you could do that in a cadence. You can create a sequence of emails or a cadence of emails for maybe the next 1 month, where these people who have replied will get a separate set of email from you as a follow-up. People who have not replied after 2-3 days will get another email saying that, hey, I sent you this email. Did you have a chance to look at it? This is what we do. Somebody who has replied, you might want to manually send them a reply saying, let's talk, or this is what would be the good time to schedule. All of that is possible within a sales engagement tool. Once you do that, I think you have a fair bit of understanding of where your prospects and where your pipe is going, how many meetings you've set up. You can also have a meeting link created within a sales engagement platform to send out to your prospects so they can directly book time on your calendar. And they don't really need to wait for you to call back, or you also don't need to say, I need to call these 12 people or 15 people to book time on my calendar. All of that can happen automatically. I'll quickly pause here and ask if there are any questions, if what I am speaking so far is clear. I see so many questions. Let me just quickly glance through. Tech training business. Okay, EdTech. Okay, I think a couple of questions on EdTech. Okay, let's just answer those. See, I know in EdTech, your user is the student and the decision maker is the parent. Who do you want to sell to? You want to sell to the decision maker. Primary thumb rule of business, right? If the decision maker can influence the user, I think that would be great. So how can you sell to the decision maker? You need to take two approaches in sales, right? And this has got nothing to do with AI. This is basic sales. First is when you talk to them, you need to create a want requirement. How do you create that requirement? I think what works best for Indian parents is fear. Your kid is losing out on not learning something. This is what we've seen. So firstly, build credibility and create fear. Then try and prove your point using your product demo. During the product demo, you should be addressing the kid. The kid should be excited to be using your product, and then he will influence the decision maker. So I think it's a little psychological play that you need to do. This is basic. This has nothing to do with AI. AI can't help you do this. This is something that we all have to do in our daily lives when we are selling, right, Prashant? So I hope I answered your question. If you have any specific questions, or if you want to discuss any particular use case, please reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I do take time out to respond to every LinkedIn message that I get. I'll be happy to answer, right? So let's quickly move on as to what more AI can help us with. So we have the database ready, we have our contact list, we have our emails sent out, and the cadence is set that our prospects will continuously keep getting our emails for at least a month or 45 days, and you can decide. Now, intent data. Like I said, now if I know who wants to buy, who does not want to buy, all of that intent data is also available using a certain intent tool that I just mentioned. Outreach also has an inbuilt intent module. But more than that, I think tools like 6sense or Demandbase or Zoom Info, these are tools that give you more accurate intent data, right? So once we know the intent, next it is you move on into the sales cycle. How AI can help you proceed in the sales cycle? I think a few of you asked that, hey, there are too many options in the market available. The attention span of our buyers are reducing day in and day out. How do we ensure that we are on top of their mind? Here, AI comes in handy in tools that use that work with ABM, account-based marketing. Now, what is account-based marketing? It's a very broad topic. In layman's terms, I want to say that account-based marketing is something where you would be on top of your prospects' mind everywhere they go. So if they are going to Facebook, they see your ad. If they are going to LinkedIn, they see your ad somehow. If they are going to Google, they see your ad. So I think account-based marketing sort of helps you do that, following your customer, just like the Vodafone ad, remember, the dog follows you everywhere you go. I think that is what account-based marketing does, right? So there are a lot of tools that have come in with AI based account based marketing as well. AI enabled account based marketing, where ABM is sort of pumped up with AI. Now, what does pumped up with AI mean? So today I am a buyer and I maybe clicked on an ad for elevators, like someone mentioned. Okay. Uh, but am I a genuine buyer, or I just saw something on social media or Instagram and I clicked it? Maybe, right? How do you know that I'm a genuine buyer? Do I engage with similar elevator posts regularly? All of that social behavior data is pulled in by your ABM tool and gives you a lot of insight around what are the keywords that your prospect is searching. What are the topics that they are interested in? If your topic is there, you go and hit them with the right messaging. I saw you searching on this. I saw you liking this post. I saw you interacting with my ad. And then you can fast track, right? And the other thing that I said, that nobody likes to be sold. Today, as per McKinsey reports, 57% of the decision of buying something or not buying something is made even before they interact with you, even before they talk to you. So they're 57% into the sales cycle when they come to you, right? So they've sort of made up their mind that, yeah, I want something like this, maybe with this product, or they have shortlisted 2, 3 vendors, and then they come to you. Now, how do you make sure that your interactions are very, very personalized? And we keep saying that personalization, right? So what is personalization? If you're writing to me, you will want to, okay, Ronit, I don't know if you pull this up. Okay.
This is by someone else. 1 second. I'll
Okay.
just stop that.
Okay.
Apologies.
No problem. No problem. Yeah. So what is personalization? When I, as a buyer, or am reading an email or a message or a interaction that I'm having with you as a seller, it should feel like that message was crafted only for me, right? That level of personalization is possible with AI. You want AI to write emails for you? Very easy. Just use ChatGPT, right? But ChatGPT will throw up very generic emails. ChatGPT will not say, okay, Ronit from Juno School of Business likes XYZ. He hosts this masterclass on a Saturday afternoon. So can we make his hosting easier, or can we have a more automated? ChatGPT can't do that for you. ChatGPT will give you a very generic email like, hi Ronit, hope you're doing well. This is what we do. This is what I think will help you. Very, very high level, right? But if you want your emails to really hit and written for your prospects, there is a tool called reply.io, which helps you personalize your emails to an extent where it is really good. I wouldn't say it's the best, but compared to what ChatGPT and other tools throw up, this is really good, right? There are a few other tools as well, but I haven't used them personally, so I can't vouch for them. Lavender is also another tool which is good. which writes nice personalized emails for you based on your prospect's profile. What profile? Mostly social profiles like LinkedIn and Google search finds. It will address their pain points and ensure that the value prop is what you are wanting. So you will have to feed in one or two frameworks that you write initially, but then the tool sort of learns and then starts churning out those personalized emails. That's a very nice way of keeping your prospects engaged and ensuring that they always feel that you're giving them a lot of importance. Only when your buyers get a lot of importance from you is when they feel that, yes, I should be interacting with this person. He really takes time to understand my pain points, understand what my challenges are, and writes content based on what I need or what I am doing in my social space. I think these are the tools that personally are very good. Moving on, and I'll pause if there are any questions. Names of the tools. Okay, what I'll do is, guys, I will collate the names of all the tools and share a doc with Ronit, and then he can float it to all of you. Right?
Yes,
I will
definitely.
cover.
Also, I've noted the name, so definitely on the LinkedIn post that we do every Saturday,
Yeah.
I'll mention the names as well.
Sure, cool, awesome. So you could do that. The next thing for businesses, I'm not sure if it is for users specifically, but for businesses, what they want to do is, I want to know the trends of where my business is going, how my business is doing. If I've done X amount of sales last month, how much will I sell this month based on the trends and based on the data? So a revenue intelligence platform like an Aviso or a Clary will give you this prediction. And mostly Aviso is 98% accurate. Clary is close to 95% accurate as well. Where they look at your history, look at your historical data, look at your email, calendar, um, calls, phone calls, Zoom calls, WebEx calls, anything that you do as online calls, what you've spoken on that calls, these are all cues that they take into consideration to tell you that you've forecasted that you will close 2 crores of business, but looks like from whatever activities you've done in the last few weeks on these set of accounts or these set of opportunities, you will only close 1.5 crore as per AI judgment. So AI today is capable of predicting with 98% accuracy how much business you will close. And what are the factors we take into consideration, right? One is historical data, one is your CRM data. Okay, how many interactions you've had with this particular account or with this particular prospect? Are you multi-threaded enough within the account? Are you talking to the right designations? Are you talking to the right ICPs? Are you talking enough? Are you talking often? Have you discussed pricing? If you forecasted a deal to come in this month, you should have spoken about pricing well ahead of time. So have you spoken about pricing? What is the sort of interactions you're having on email? How often you're exchanging emails? And this particular tool, which also has a conversational intelligence built in, will record all your calls or transcript all your calls. Even Zoom, for that matter, has a native transcription facility. Will read through your transcript and tell you that, okay, you've spoken about these areas within in your call. The prospect seemed happy with your answers. The prospect seemed pissed with your answers. The tonality and the overall sentiment of the call was good, not good. Looks like this was positive, and this adds to your probability of closing that deal. So taking into all of these factors, the tool basically predicts whether you will make a sale this month or you won't, or will you hit your projected forecast or you won't. I think this is very, very important and exceptional for businesses who want to be accurate with their forecasts, want to be on top of their numbers. So yeah, that is one. I think there are few more questions. Is there a LinkedIn automation tool? Yes, there is. Okay. Missing things in the sales based on data. So yes, so this particular forecasting tool will help you with all of that. Now, like I mentioned, forecasting tools usually have conversational intelligence built on that within them. So where conversational intelligence comes into picture is like today we're having a Zoom call. Just assume this was a customer call. I'm doing a demo or we're discussing pricing, whatever. It understands the sentiments and just not words spoken, also body language, facial expressions, sentiments, tonality, all of that, because like we all know, only 7% of our communication is verbal, almost 93% is non-verbal. So the tool is able to identify, and there is a lot of AI and ML architecture that goes behind doing this, gives you that, hey, this is what you've spoken, this is what the sentiment is, this is how the call went, and this is what you should have done better. So not only the tool gives you how the call went, but also for people managing teams or even for self-learners, helps you learn, helps you correct your mistakes that, okay, this was asked, this could have done better, this could have been done better. This is where you could improve. You didn't speak about maybe top 3 keywords or top 3 topics that your company mandates you to talk about. This is what your prospect mentioned about competitors. This is how you could rebuttal. So everything can be thrown onto the tool and the tool will give it to you. If you say want your reps who are taking these calls to follow a particular talk track, to follow a particular method like a med pick or something, even that can be incorporated. Talk track cards can be thrown on the screen so that when somebody is talking, they can look at those cue cards and speak with conviction that, okay, what I'm speaking is correct. This is what I need to say after this, and things like that. So I think a lot of ease has come into sales. It is more about science now, I would say, than skill. It used to be an art, but slowly it is transitioning from an art to a science. Yeah, so that's one part of how AI helps with forecasting. AI helps with call intelligence, right? There was a question, can LinkedIn be automated? See, as per policy, LinkedIn does not allow automation within their platform. So if they know that you are using an external tool that sort of is breaching their policy, they might even block your profile. But having said that, there are tools like Ample Market, which is available. They do certain amount of LinkedIn automation within the policies, within the threshold. So they will not send out more than 100 connection requests per day. But all of that 100 can be automated, right? So yes, there is automation, but you need to use it cautiously unless you want your profile to be blocked. Also, there are Ample Market is one tool that helps you write automated emails and automated messages within LinkedIn. But again, they have a certain threshold. So they would not send out more than 15 emails a day. They would not send out more than 45 messages a day and all that. So if you use it with caution, yes, there are tools available for LinkedIn automation as well. I will pause and I will see if there are any name for conversational intelligence. The biggest player in conversational intelligence is Gong. There are other players like Chorus. Aviso is also a major player in that area. And there are smaller players, but I would not recommend that. If you just want transcription, Zoom has a native transcription facility available now. They will send you the recording as well as the document of the transcript, what was spoken. How to follow up on prospects without being annoying? Is there any strategy? Yes, like no one likes to be followed up. No one likes to be sold to, right? Like I said. So I think the best way is don't follow up with a sales pitch. If you're following up, send them something that is of value to them. Say, Ronit wants to buy a backpack. Okay, just taking example. And you're a company that sells backpack with some special features, and you've sent him the first email saying, I know you're in the market to looking for a backpack. This is how my backpack looks, and these are the features, and this is the price point or whatever. Now he hasn't responded. You know he's seen your emails, he hasn't responded. Do you want to follow up? Hey Ronit, did you decide on buying a backpack? If you keep doing that, Ronit will get pissed and he'll be like, I'm not buying from this guy, right? But if you send Ronit another email saying, hi Ronit, this is a quick snapshot of how we compare with the other competitors in the market, right? This is how our features are better than others. Okay, I haven't told you buy. I've just given you some information. Or, okay, even then he hasn't responded. You send him another note saying, hey, Ronit, this is a study done by maybe Samsonite or some third party saying these many backpacks are sold in a year. This is the price point they are sold at. These are the features, and only these many last more than a year. The basic fault is the straps come out or the chain becomes bad or whatever. This is just a study. I'm not saying you should buy mine, right? So, no direct selling. Even if your follow ups should be more informative to the prospect, that is what is working today. Today, nobody. Just put yourself in the buyer's shoes, guys, and ask yourself, like, do I want to be followed up every day over a call or over an email? At the end of the day, you'll be like, either you will block that guy or you'll say, I'm just not going to respond. But if somebody is mindful, if somebody is adding value, even if they're sending you a meme for that matter and makes you smile, and if that meme is really good, they will remember you. And they'll be like, huh, okay, fine, let's just talk to this guy. He's been persistently following up for so many days, right? So I think the art of selling has become how to not sell and still sell. It's about understanding people's psychologies and not be pushy, not be salesy. Just be like a consultant, be like an advisor. I'm sending you something that you might want to read. I'm sharing this because I thought it might be helpful for you, and then let them decide. If they have to buy, they will buy from you. You can't do much to influence. You can only be intentional. You only can be genuine about how you're approaching them. Is it possible to present the ad to the user who deals with my product based on their browsing? Yes, it is possible to do that with account-based marketing. Yes. Some of the tools that are widely used by company giants in ABM is demand-based, demand science, and Demandware, if I'm not wrong, but I will check on that name and get. But demand-based and demand science are the two. And Bombora is also an intent tool which sort of gives you some sort of account-based marketing insights. Yeah, I see some hands. Yashodhar, yes, please.
Hi. Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So my question is rather softer side, and so the thing is, I face a lot of resistance in my workplace with regards to using of AI. I've been openly, evidently using AI, but in my workplace, particularly to write emails. Okay, my director is also impressed with the way I'm writing because I ensure that it is short and to the point, and I also edit the AI text draft before sending it out. So, but he also says at the same time that yes, you're wasting your time. Okay. Similarly, there are a lot of other colleagues of mine who really resist. Some people take it as a threat. Some people take it as an offense. I don't know if you have faced such similar resistances, and if you have, can you share your experiences and or also how you have dealt with it or how you would like to deal with such situations?
See, everyone resists something new. It's just human nature. Like only 2 to 3% of human population would be open to trying
Just
something.
this one thing, sorry. I would like to say that, Salesforce, okay. So what I have learned in Juno School and repeatedly hearing it's a very good tool for sales people. But we had Salesforce in our company for 2 3 years, and company has been spending, lakhs and lakhs of money every year, and it died its own death. Nobody, all everyone actually boycotted it.
Okay. So what do you use as your CRM?
So
Like
that's the background.
every sales organization needs to have some sort of database or a CRM that we call to manage your accounts, your pipe, your business, right? So what do you use if you're not using Salesforce? Excel sheets?
Excel sheets. Yeah.
Okay, cool. See, it's a typical problem. Not everyone is open to adopting new technology, right? People just feel that I've been doing this way for years. ऐसे ही चलेगा, right? And I think I'm doing good. Now, with adoption of AI or new tools or software, anything, this is a common challenge, adoption. Why people don't want, like, not that people will not use it if it makes their lives easier. Everybody wants to make their lives easier. We know that these softwares are solving genuine problems for you, are making your lives easier. Now, if you have to sit and write a personalized email for your prospect every time on your own, like, come on, it's going to take you half an hour to write that email. But ChatGPT at least gives you a framework in 2 seconds, and then you can add on to that in 5 minutes and send it out. Right? So it's making your life easier, it's saving you time. The problem is people don't know how to use these tools. People don't know how to get the benefit of using a new tool. They have a mental block that this is additional work for me. I will have to fill in and manage and maintain hygiene and all of that. But with proper training, I think that can be solved. So if you want to drive that change within your organization, and this is a common problem we hear with our prospects and people that I talk to, change management, right? How do I manage change within the organization? The only way you can manage change is proper training, proper enablement of how you can use the tool. Let them use it and see the benefits for themselves in front of you. Handhold them that do it once. Just try it. You're not paying anything for trying something, right? Just try it once. And then if you don't like it, fine. Like Salesforce, the boycott, I'm sure, happened because nobody gave them a proper training of how Salesforce is helping them, right? And that is a problem that a lot of companies in the digital adoption space is solving. Whatfix is one such company which is solving this exact problem for companies where they buy a software, but then nobody uses it. Why? Because nobody knows how to use it. Once a classroom training happens, nobody remembers half of it, and then nobody wants to use that software. But the company is spending lakhs and lakhs in buying that software. What Whatfix does is puts an AI, not an AI, it's an ML enabled bot, or I think the platform just sits on top of your software and handholds you. Like if you're using Salesforce, there will be an assistant who will hold your hand and say, okay, this is how you create a lead. This is how you save it. This is where you put your notes. This is how you create an opportunity. This is how you create a report. This is where you can see all your opportunities. When are the close dates? What is the pipeline value? Everything is there in a dashboard. What has changed? What has closed? What has not closed? You can track your activities. You can also mark reminders for your follow-ups so that you don't forget whom to follow up with, etc. So once people learn how to use the tool, in about a month's time, they want to use it, because every tool, and good tools, I'm saying, not all tools available, good tools definitely make your lives easier. And every one of us today are scamming for time. So we definitely want to free up some time from our lives. Right? Cool. Any other questions? CRM, which is cost effective or even free, that is available in the market. Free CRMs are there. I am not sure exactly what. HubSpot is a good CRM which comes at a relatively lower price point. If you want, I can scout for some good cheap. Yeah, HubSpot is almost free. If you want, I can scout for some free CRM tools, but I would suggest not to use that if you want your privacy and data and compliance to not get compromised, because you will have sensitive information about your business or contact data in that CRM. Free tools usually don't have a compliance that they follow. So even if you want to use a CRM, look for a cheap one, but not a free one. So HubSpot is a good one. Yeah. Cool. Any other questions? Yep.
Kasuri, there is another question on by Rupali. I've mentioned that in the chat.
Rupari. Okay, one second. I sell supercomputers on the cloud for AI applications process, infra as a service, and platform as a service. How should I find my right prospects? Okay, awesome. So, see, I'm sure have an ideal customer profile. Like, say you have a current customer. Can you clone or map similar companies, similar people in the similar geography and find out more people who are in this space? Say you are selling it to an AI startup who wants to use infra from your company to build their AI software. There are and they are a customer. You can use softwares like Zoom Info to map. Say I want exact maps of my current customer in this geography, say India or US or wherever. Zoom Info will throw out all the data of similar companies who are maybe building AI softwares or who are using similar infrastructure as a service. And you will get that whole list. So it's not very difficult. You just need to use a database tool like that. I don't know if that answers your question.
She mentioned that they have just started, not right now, since we started new. That
Okay.
was
Okay. So if you're new and you know, right, that if I have a product, if I am selling supercomputers, whom should I sell it to? Maybe AI companies, AI-based startups, people who are building SaaS products, people who are building software products, or people who are looking at these infrastructure as a service solutions. If you Google, you will get one or two names. And then create your ideal customer profile. And based on that map from Zoom Info, you will get a whole list of similar companies and their contact details. D2C sales business processes and tools. Not an expert in D2C, but if there is anything specific in the D2C sales business or process that you want to know, Shai, I can help you with that. Any networking AI tool to get same mindset of potential leads? Networking is human to human. If you bring an AI into networking, then it defeats the whole purpose, I think. If that is something that you're looking at, no, I am not aware of networking tools. Like every networking platform, like a Leap Club or a LinkedIn or Zing and others, they all have some sort of AI built in. Like LinkedIn suggests, okay, you've connected with these people. These are probably your suggested connections that you want to connect with and things like that. But no, I am not aware of anything that has a true AI networking tool. Cool. Any
Kasturi, Mahendra has a question. He has raised his hand.
Oh, yes, please go ahead.
Hi, Kasturi.
Hey, hi.
My question is, I'm working in a SaaS product-based company. So it's software mainly used in F&B industry.
I can't
So
hear you properly, Mahendra. I'm not sure if it's just me. Yes, please
just
go.
a minute.
How to predict the demand of a particular type of product using AI? You can go and do that using Google itself. You don't even need AI for that. Google has a trends data that it throws out for certain products or searches that people are doing across the world. And I mean, I don't know how to explain the process, but I can share more documentation around that. Google Trends is something that you can find out using, you can find trends about a particular product using Google Trends. That is one. The other thing that I said was intent data from tools like Bombora, Sixth Sense, Slintel, etc., which gives you specific information about who in the world are looking to buy something that you are selling. It could be as generic as finding a whole database, or it can be specific keywords that you can use as well to find intent data. Intent data is basically people who are looking to buy something that you're selling.
Kasturi, am I audible?
Yes.
My question is related to I am working in a SaaS product-based company.
Okay.
The software mainly used in F&B industry.
Okay.
So my question is, I generally generate the leads through cold call to directly do the field sales.
Okay.
So is there any tool or anything so which will help me to generate the leads or prospect?
Help you generate leads or help you generate contacts for cold calling?
Yes, which
Contacts for cold calling. ZoomInfo is the tool, Mahendra. ZoomInfo is their tool. You can search for all F&B companies in a particular geography. You can search by your specific ICP designations, and it will throw up all your contact details and phone numbers. ZoomInfo, RocketReach, Apollo.ai. These are the top three tools for any sort of contact database enrichment use cases.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. I think we're at time, Ronith. If there are more questions, you could collate them and send it across. I will try to answer them as best as possible. If anyone wants to connect one-on-one to ask anything, please reach out to me on LinkedIn. I might take a week's time, but I usually respond to all LinkedIn messages over the weekend. So I will definitely respond.
Sure. Mahendra, I think you wanted the names, right? Zoom Info, Rocket Reach, and the last one, sorry.
Apollo. Apollo.ai.
So yes, any more question before we wind up the session? Okay, no more question. Okay, there's a question. Brendan, if you can unmute yourself.
Yeah. So just one question. I just wanted to understand a bit of perspective. Since again we're using OpenAI and a couple of Bard as an LLM language. So I'll give you a gist of myself. I'm catering into SaaS industry, majorly into conversational AI. So that's my basically forte. So I just wanted to understand your perspective of how effective is OpenAI giving, you can say, to a chatbot. Is it effective in sales? Or do companies just adapt it out and they see no results? If you can just put a bit of perspective or some light out on that.
See, depends on your use case, depends on how you're using an AI chatbot, right? OpenAI, I don't know what you mean by OpenAI, but if you're using an AI-based chatbot in your website where people can ask questions and the bot sort of replies, it is based on natural language modeling. The bot only has a limited set of resources that it can pick up information from. So up to a certain extent that, okay, what does your product do? Can I get pricing? Can I see a demo? Can you share the link? All of that, that is already a knowledge repository within the company is fine. But if somebody asks anything out of the box, which probably the natural language model has not learned, or is something that's not there in the knowledge repository of that bot, I think it might sometimes throw out very weird answers or say, sorry, I can't. So then the experience is hampered, but I think it's still a good way to keep your customers engaged, to at least share their contact details on the website when they are on the website and no rep is available to basically connect with them live. Right? I don't know if that answered your question. Yes, Shai, I think you have one more question. Let's just take this last question. Yeah.
Shai, if you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, Kasturi, there are many tools in the market where it not be so much effective. Like you figure out that, okay, this is not the best solution. Then AI is evolving every day.
Yes.
With different tools coming up, with better tools, better alternatives. Now, let's say, for example, today I've used one, then I figure out, okay, the old one, what I was supposed to be following, that is working way better than the tool itself.
Yes.
And then the next day, something alternative comes in. So, in order to stay updated, do you have any idea on where these directories of AI been available, where we can able to register or some kind of an industry knowledge, AI knowledge I'm talking.
No, there is no directory as such, but there are a lot of companies who collate these newsletters and send it across, right? I can't think of one at the moment. And of course, there are these consulting firms like McKinsey and KPMG and the big four who keep publishing reports, blogs, and other stuff every week, even HBR for that matter, on recent trending news or trending topics. So if you follow all of these, you will be up to date mostly. And LinkedIn is the best place to stay up to date on everything that's happening in the world of AI or the world of software or even your industry, right? So I think there is nothing specific that I can think of which has a directory, but there are many companies who send out these newsletters, and of course, LinkedIn is the best way to keep yourself updated. That's what I do. In terms of tools, in terms of processes, in terms of new trends that are happening in your space. If you're active on LinkedIn, I'm sure you will slowly start getting the information that you require.
Thank you, Kasturi. Thank you for your time.
Kasturi, there's a follow-up question by Brendan. Brendan, you can ask by unmuting yourself. I think you mentioned the same on as well.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ronak. Hi, Kasri, following up. I'm extremely sorry for this.
No problem.
Just one quick question I just wanted to ask you out. Since everything is moving to the conversational space out over here, wouldn't so using OpenAI and using all these LLM languages would give birth to product-led growth, PLG that we term it as
Yeah.
in SaaS industry. But
Yes.
wouldn't it impact a sales job role also at that given moment, people who aren't skilled with them?
No, I don't think so. See, there's this constant debate of AI taking over human jobs, right? AI can do better, AI can sell better. But to be honest, and this is my personal opinion, and there could be so many people who differ to agree. I think humans buy from humans. At the end of it, people always require some sort of human interaction. So no matter how much AI you put into your process and how much AI you put into your system and automate your process, that is all good for optimizing the use of resources. Maybe you can cut down some sort of one or two resources here and there, but at the end of the day, if people are buying, they always want to buy from humans. That's my say. The sales role or the sales job is not going away anywhere just because AI is available. Yes, chatbots, but chatbots can only do so much. Yes, they're very intelligent, they can answer all the questions, but what next? Can they sell? Can they go to your place and sign a contract? No. Can they do a product demo? There'll be a automated video. Can they answer live questions like we're just interacting, how we are interacting now? No, the experience would be very different. We're still not there yet. Whether it'll happen in the next decade or no, I don't know. But we're still not there.
Thank you very much for answering it out.
Thank you.
Okay, we are at the end of the session. If there are any more questions, you can reach out to me. I can facilitate that and come back to you with an answer from Kasturi. Kasturi, do you have 5 more minutes? I would like to ask a few more questions to you beyond the topic of AI.
Sure,
Is
sure. Yes.
Okay.
Go.
So, Kasturi, your career started, you mentioned about 12 years, right? So, can you help us understand your growth trajectory, right? You have been with Akamai, then Whatfix, ChargeBee. Can you help us understand that what are the things that you did right in your career that led to that next promotion, next growth, next organization? Can you help us understand? Because you started and then now you're heading the enterprise sales at Aviso AI, right? So people would like to understand how they can also reach there.
Sure. See, I am no career coach. I think some things just worked out well for me. Three things that I think I swear by as an individual is do genuine intentional work. Learn your industry, learn your product, know your customers well. Basics, right? Get your basics 100% right. Get your basics to the point saying, yes, if somebody wakes me up from my sleep and asks me about my product, I will be still able to answer with genuinity and intention. Always have a good intention when you're dealing with prospects. Like I said, people buy from humans, and everyone who's spending even 5 minutes of their time to talk to you, listen to your pitch, pick up your cold calls, reply to your emails when they didn't have to, I think we need to be thankful and grateful for that time and make it worth their time, right? Sometimes I see, and especially today when sales is booming so much, there are so many people in sales. When I started off, there weren't so many people in sales. Sales was not the most lucrative career option, and people didn't want to do sales. Like, okay, sales is something for people who don't do anything else. That was the mindset, right? But today, I think it's one of the most sought after career choices because of a number of reasons. So I think let's appreciate the profession that we are in a space where we are making genuine impact on businesses, genuine impact on people's lives. Even if a CXO is buying a product from you, his job is at stake because of that buy. If that buy goes wrong, then he might get fired. So a lot of things are at stake, and it's just not money. It's a lot of human lives that are at stake with every business interaction. So I think if we are more intentional and mindful about that, we will just be more genuine and more sincere towards our work. And I see today people don't prepare, like they get into a meeting, no preparation at all. That is something that I never did, and I would like just as a word of advice from my personal experience, please prepare. I know I came unprepared for this meeting, Ronit, and I'm extremely not happy with myself for doing that. I would have wanted to do the session with a lot more preparation, where I had slides, where I could give out the names of the tools that I spoke about. But I think it's just that I did not have enough time. But yeah, I mean, when we are going into a prospect meeting, I think we need to prepare well. We need to know what is their business, who they are, why are we talking to them, what is the sort of value prop that we can bring. At least know the basics about your prospect. Just don't go in blind into a meeting. Just don't go in blind into a cold call. Even if you're cold calling, people say nobody picks. But what if they pick? You need to be prepared, right? So I think preparation is key. Sincerity and genuinity is key. The other thing is, I think I have taken some risks when I moved from a well-established organizations like Akamai to a startup, because I had conviction in the product. I knew that this product had a use case. And as sellers, we should always be selling products that we are convinced about ourselves. If you yourself don't believe in the product, you will not be the best salesperson in the world. If you don't think that your product is the best product in the world or in the market, you will not be able to sell it with conviction, and you will not succeed. So I think as sellers, we need to be convinced and sure of what we are selling and be happy about selling it. If you're happy about selling something, only then you will succeed in your sale as well. So I think by doing this three things diligently over the years is what got me here. And I'm very grateful to all the opportunities that life threw at me as well. So yeah, I think that was it. It was more like a prep talk. I know I didn't want to do it on a Saturday weekend, but yeah, that's about it,
No,
Ronit.
yeah, definitely. I completely understand. There are two, three more questions I would like to again
Sure.
put you on the spotlight for those things. So one is that people keep talking about upskilling, right? And I think because of social media, we are always consuming information, right? We're always on the go. consuming something or the other. So how can one create an environment of this passive learning? How do you do that? How do you upskill, and how do you stay updated with the current market trends, and how do you go forward with your career
Yeah,
learning?
that's absolutely a very important requirement in this age, because so much is changing so fast. Like before ChatGPT, nobody bothered about AI. Just in a year's time, I don't think it's been a year ChatGPT came into existence. Everyone's talking about AI. Every single product has AI, right? The value props have changed to AI. So similarly, so much is changing so fast. I personally take out at least 30 minutes every day to read through something. Whether, and I have subscribed to all these reports and blogs, and like Harvard Business Review, McKinsey blogs, and the Deloitte and the KPMG blogs, which talk about technology. I spend at least 30 minutes every day either reading through one of these or reading through something that I find online as articles or blogs about something new that's happening. Also, I spend substantial time on LinkedIn because I think even without realizing, we consume a lot of data, which helps us in conversations that we're having with people. Sales is about conversation, so you need to be updated about what's happening, right, in the world. So I spend quite a lot of time on LinkedIn, knowingly, unknowingly. Somehow it's just become a part of my life. So that's one. The other thing is, I do have career mentors and coaches for myself that I diligently invest in. I catch up with them at least twice a month to discuss either trends, career choices, options, where what is happening. And these are very chosen mentors and coaches that I've found in the last decade or so through a lot of interactions, and I've kept few close. They're like my gurus. When I need help, I go to them. I think everyone needs to have a career coach or a mentor that they can fall back and talk to, right? It's expensive sometimes because you need to shell out money to even go through the coaching sessions. But it's worth it. I mean, I have been doing it for the last 7 years, and I think it's worth every penny that I've spent on coaching. And that is how I also got into coaching. I am a certified ICF coach. I do coaching myself. So I think that is how I also felt that, okay, maybe since I've benefited so much, I should also give back to the community. So I think these are the top three things that I do. Other than that, I also talk to people, like networking, talking to people, understanding what's happening in their world of stuff. Just chit chatting here. How's your business doing? How's the work life? You get a lot of information. Yeah.
Okay. Any podcast, any books, any YouTube channels that you would like to recommend folks out here?
I have so many. I have so many. I don't have a diligent following of one, but I definitely look at John Barrows. I look at Jason. I look at Sam. I look at yeah, I think these are the top. I read posts by Devin Reed. I read posts by Kyle Coleman. So there are a lot of people that I follow either through podcasts or through webinars or through their personal blogs that they send out. If you want, I can collate all that and I can share.
Would be helpful. Last two questions. The second last question would be a very gender specific. Sorry to all the boys out here, is that women, right? When it comes to productivity, women juggle a lot of things, right? They transition through a lot of phases in their career as well, in their personal life as well. And I today when we spoke in the morning, you had a call since 5 in the morning. You mentioned, right? And that's why we do understand the reason for you not showing the slides as well today, and we completely understand that because work should take priority. Kasturi wanted to understand, how do you juggle with so many things? How do you stay productive? What are your hacks? Because at the end your life is also going hand in hand with your career, right? So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very genuine because see, as women, I have gone through this whole transition where I was single, then I got married, then I became a mom, and all through this whole career journey as well, right? So you have two full-time jobs. One, today I have a full-time job as a mom. My daughter's about 18 months old. So she's just starting to walk and talk, and she needs your attention all the time. And then you have like a high pressure SaaS sales role where you're managing a team of 50 people, high velocity, a lot of pressure. The only thing that has helped me stay sane with all the chaos is time management properly. Plan your tasks well. So the first thing I do every morning or evening whenever I start my workday is jot down what I need to absolutely finish. I don't pressurize myself with doing everything. I have 3 to 4 things that are top priority, and then I write down another 3, 4 things which I will do if I have time. I try to balance work-life balance by not doing any work on weekends. And of course, it's like a juggle game. I don't think I've gotten it right yet. But what I try to do is use a lot of, I mean, do a lot of things on my phone so that I don't have to sit in front of my system or laptop to be available for the team. So if my team members want to text me, they text me on WhatsApp, or they reach out at any time over text or call instead of writing an email to me and then waiting for my response or approval. So I think I've set that process with the team as well so that works keep happening. The other thing that I try and do is take enough breaks in between. So I don't sit and work at a stretch for more than 2.5 hours. I take breaks so that I'm available for my family, so that I am little sane. And then I go back to work. So I do like 30, 45 minutes of high focused work and then do 15 minutes of some easy tasks. And then I take a 10-minute break and then I come back. Just helps me manage stress better.
Okay, the last question for the session, right? I mean, because we have a career spanning 30 years, and I think you touched on this topic, which I'm going to ask, but maybe you can collate and give us a summarized answer. Is that what are the habits that one person should inculcate outside work, which will have a direct impact on their career, their professional life?
I think one is the habit of reading. Whether you read stuff related to your work or whether you read stuff just in general. I'm not talking about fiction reading. I think non-fiction reading, whether it is life books, whether it is self-help books, whether it is biographies, whether it is related to work, I think the habit of reading and upskilling yourself is something that goes away. I mean, goes a long way, right? So whether you're taking up a course, whether you're upskilling yourself through a webinar or a podcast or reading a book or anything, that is something that is a lifelong thing. So I, at least even with all the schedule, I try and read one book a month. Right, so that's my goal. Sometimes happens, sometimes does not happen. Last year I ended at 11 books at the end of the year, but that's something that helps you stay motivated, helps you stay updated, because you need to have a lot of variety of books that you want to read, or a specific genre. But some sort of upskilling, some sort of food for thought is something that always goes a long way. That's one. Secondly, I think being up to date with what the market is doing, what people are talking, what is the trends, how you can upskill yourself and know about everything that's happening in your space. And the third would be just being more disciplined. Like, what happens is when we start off our careers, we are very diligent, we are very hardworking, we are very disciplined, we work for 9 hours a day, we do everything that we are asked. Over the years, when we climb up the ladder, we start taking things for granted. Like, haan, theek hai, my team is working, I don't need to do so much. And then we lose the flair. So, as a salesperson, I think what I've done to myself is I've never stopped selling. I have a team who needs to sell. I don't really need to sell, but I still sit with them, do those few calls. I still sit with them on discovery meetings. I still sit with them on negotiation meetings, just to ensure that I am not letting go of the flair. Right. So I think that is also very important. Be genuine about what work you're doing and be accountable for what you're doing. Don't take things for granted as you climb up the ladder. I think that will be all.
Great. On that note, thank you so much, Kasturi, for giving us your time over the weekend. Once again for accepting our invitation. I hope you had a great time because
I had a great time. I think it was lovely, and we had so many questions. It is a very refreshing change because I've done so many sessions and talks like this. People usually don't ask a lot of questions, right? You have to push them, like, guys, ask your questions. And today, I think the audience was full of enthusiastic questions and very, very relevant questions. So I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation, guys. Thank you so much for being so interactive.
sure. Thank you so much. I think I also would like to thank everyone because I think every week we do this and people do show up. Sometimes they have questions, so they are curious. Sometimes they don't have, but they still are patient enough to sit throughout the session because they're looking for that learning so that they can take it from that session. So thank you so much, everyone. People who have asked the question, people who have been there patiently throughout the session. Thank you so much. Uh, we couldn't see everyone. Definitely, we understand in an online environment, but yeah, would request everyone to switch on the camera whenever possible from next session so that we can at least interact because in an online environment, that's the only thing that we can do, right? To e-meet you all. Yes, on that note, we would like to close the session. Thank you so much for joining. People who have joined us live, we would love you to join us on the Zoom link because you can ask your questions. We don't want you to miss an opportunity to ask questions to speakers like Kasturi because they have been in the industry, been there for more than a decade. They have seen the problems which you are facing right now, and they would have answers to your queries, right? You can try them out. You can try a question other people as well, try different methods to the problems because as we grow every year, right? The years are passing by. The kind of approach is also changing, right? Maybe my approach will not work this week. Someone else's approach will work the next week, right? So we need to keep trying. And for that reason, every week we bring to you new and new speakers on one particular topic. If you have suggestions for topics, right, please do reach out to me. If you want us to have host a particular speaker, do share the details and I can have them on board as well. So yeah, we'll be back next week with another speaker, new set of learnings. Please do subscribe us to LinkedIn, YouTube, and spread the word. We are there on the WhatsApp group as well, where we keep sharing news. I do keep sharing all the details about the masterclass as well. You have suggestions, you can reach out to me directly as well. So yes, let's meet again next week. We'll be back with another speaker. On that note, this is Ronit signing off from Juno School of Business. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.